Welcome back, YouTube. Sensei Domino here. Welcome to the Spine Ticks After Party. Got some great stuff to share with you tonight. First of all, I'd like to wish everybody a happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Also, wish everybody a happy free comic book day. I went to my local comic shop and I picked up several new comics. They had a deal on the dollar bin where the dollar bin was half off, so I ended up getting 40 comics for $20. Great deal. I'll also be showing some eBay pickups. If we have time, I'm going to be showing another group of the 1979 Topps Baseball starter set. And I'll also be opening up a few more packs. In fact, I'll be finishing the box of the 1990 Kingpins bowling cards. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the comic books. So, as I said, this is Free Comic Book Day. And this was the one that I really wanted to get, the Energon Universe, a big Transformer fan. Cool cover of Megatron, the old school Megatron. And they also had a Star Wars comic that I was looking for that kind of had half the face of Darth Vader and the other half of Luke Skywalker, but they didn't have any at my comic shop, so I ended up picking up these two instead. This is Absolute Power. Not really familiar with this title, but it has Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman right there on the cover. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the other one that I picked up was this one, Spider-Man, I guess Ultimate Universe. Got Doctor Doom, Green Goblin, got Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man. Pretty cool cover. So my comic book shop did have a limit of 3, and I didn't really feel like going to any other comic shops, so those are the 3 that I got. But I found some pretty cool comics in the dollar bin, or I guess 50-cent bin, as it was today with the special. I am not very familiar with comic books, but I do recognize certain titles and stuff, and so I decided to kind of stick to just sort of what I knew, and then also if I was vaguely familiar with a title or something like that from like the 80s or the 90s, I picked that up as well. But again, these were in the 50-cent dollar bin, so I don't expect that any of these are pretty valuable, but still thought some of these were cool. So let me go ahead and get started. These are some of the newer ones. But I was a big Robotech fan as a kid, and so saw this. And this is an issue number 1, so I did try to buy some number 1s and stuff if I saw them. I will admit that I had a hard time. Once I got to 30 comics, I kind of had a hard time getting to 40. So some of these I probably wouldn't have purchased if I wasn't trying to hit that 40 comic marker. Of course, this being May the 4th, I had to get a couple Star Wars items, so got this Lando number 3. Got the Emperor's Royal Guard right there. Always loved that figure when I was a kid in the original Kenner line. Got Lando, looks like he's falling or something. Pretty cool cover. I don't have any issues from this Lando series, but I am a big Lando Calrissian fan, so that was kind of cool. And then we also got this Star Wars issue number 11. It's got Chewbacca and Dengar. So that's kind of cool. But those were the only Star Wars comics that were even in the bargain bins, so a little disappointed that I couldn't find some other stuff. But I did find some cool stuff. Here's a Batman Detective Comics. I guess this is issue 812 from December 2005. I definitely recognized Detective Comics and thought this was kind of a cool image. This was the only Detective Comics that I saw in the bargain bin, but still kind of cool. I'm not sure what year this is from. Maybe give me a second to look in the cover. Of course, there's the Xbox 360, so it kind of gives you an idea of the era. Promotion ends 10/31/05, so I would guess this is 04. Oh yeah, December 2005. All right. I guess I said that earlier. All right, so this is kind of cool. This is Convergence Catwoman. Of course, I'm a big Catwoman fan. I do have a Catwoman's rookie card from the 1966 set. So this is a Catwoman #1. Not the biggest fan of the artwork, but it's still kind of cool. I guess this is June 2015. At one point in time, this was a $4.50 comic, so pretty cool for 50 cents. Found this Justice League and Suicide Squad. Justice League versus Suicide Squad. This is issue 2 of 6. Guess this is the DC Universe Rebirth. Superman right there, and I'm not really sure who the girl is on the bottom. This is from February 2017. Again, this is another, what once was a $4.50 comic. Not bad for 50 cents. Here's a Black Widow, issue number 5. Don't see a date on the front of this. This is kind of a cool cover. I do like the artwork on this one. And this one didn't have a bag and a board, but Star-Lord #1. They actually had like 7 of these, so this can't be too old. See if I can find a date on the inside of this. These people give a free bag and board with every comic. How come my guys didn't? I guess it's November 3rd through 30th, 2015, this special. So this is probably 2015 or something. Pretty cool. Here's another #1. This is The Extraordinary X-Men, issue #1. Thought this was kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it was an issue #1. But this is Typhoid Fever X-Men. Interesting. There's some pretty cool artwork. This is another issue #1. I'm not sure what year this is. This is a direct edition. Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix. Boy, they have Phoenix on steroids there. Look at that. My goodness. Next, we have the Heroic Age, the New Avengers, #1. Thought this was a cool looking cover. Again, this was a $4.50 comic at one point in time, so 50 cents, pretty good deal, I would guess. those of you that are comic book collectors, let me know if I found any sort of hidden gems in here, but I don't expect that I did. Next, we have issue 1 of 5, Fantastic Four. I guess this is Dark Reign Fantastic Four. Pretty cool artwork. And this is another Fantastic Four #1. And I am a pretty big fan of this series. More of the older stuff than the newer stuff, but did find a Doctor Who. This is issue #8 with the 11th Doctor. I know that Disney Plus is putting out a new Doctor Who series. Curious how that's going to be. I found this, and I was a pretty big fan of the series. So we got Kick-Ass #3, issue 2. Kick-Ass 3, issue #2. Definitely a graphic cover, but it's a graphic series, that's for sure. It's pretty cool. And right behind that, I found a Hit Girl. This is issue 2. These were the only two Kick-Ass themed comics that I saw. Next, I was a pretty big fan of this original series. Of course, I wasn't alive when it originally came out, but I've seen reruns. The movie was not very good, but Dark Shadows. And this is issue #1. Barnabas Collins is back. So I thought, you know what, why not? They had a few other issues from this series, but I was really only interested in the first issue. Now this is probably my favorite find. This is really vintage. This is probably golden age. I don't know the exact dates that are golden, silver, bronze, copper, all that stuff, but I think this falls into the golden age. Um, it does have a well loved look to it. There's some writing on the front, in the back, on the inside, but really like this comic. I wish it was in a bag and a board. We're gonna have to probably pull one of the other comics out, put this in a bag and a board. But this is kind of cool. This is the new Heroic Comics, and this is issue 56 from September, and this is actually from September 1949. Of course, you see the name Tommy right there, so this is in rough shape. 10-cent comic. It says, herein are the stories of truly heroic men and women chosen by this publication for their daring actions in hazardous tasks. So I thought this was really cool. It's got a little rip right here, missing a chunk right here. And then there's all sorts of like names written in here in pencil. So it's not in the best shape. I don't know if he was just like practicing his handwriting or something, writing his friends' names or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it does have some writing in it and stuff. But still, it looked like it was complete. And this is definitely the oldest comic in my collection. Just kind of thumb through some of this. Not going to get into too much detail. There's a nice rip in this page. I don't know if you can see that, but but yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool comic. Dr. Paul Macy. And of course, one of the coolest things about looking at these older comics is, of course, looking at some of the ads like this. I will send you both free how to be a successful radio, television, electronics, something or other. Getting acquainted with receiver servicing. Just great, great advertisement. We've got over here the all new Heartbeat purse. And on the back, we got this great Charles Atlas ad with some more handwriting. Dickie and Bob. I don't know, I can't read some of the other stuff, but definitely a well loved comic. But I don't know, 50 cents. Why not? I think it's really kind of cool. There's the cover again. So yeah, this has got to be my oldest comic. I don't have too many comics. In fact, this purchase probably doubled my comic collection. All right, next, I found a couple of these first issues of Brigade. I vaguely remember this comic from when I was younger. So I picked this one up, and I do have a second without a board, but so I did get two of these. Win this cover. So I guess they were maybe doing a contest for the artwork, the original artwork for this cover or something, which is kind of cool. I did get a Brigade number 2 since it was right next to it. And I do enjoy this sort of artwork from this era. And this is another Brigade number 1, but I'm not sure how this fits in because it's not the same story as the first issue that I just showed. And this has also got a different date, but it is, I guess, in issue number 1. I guess this is Blood Brothers Part 1, what it says. So again, I'm not sure how this fits into the series, but a first issue, why not? All right, next, I found a couple of these Outsiders issue number 1 with a couple different covers. Not really familiar with the Outsiders, but it looked cool. I like the artwork, and it's an issue number 1, so why not? And here's the other cover. All right, I'm not sure what year this came out. I would guess maybe the 80s or the 90s. I thought this was kind of cool. This is book 1 of Mystery Incorporated. It says 1963, but this can't be 1963 with a $1.95 price tag. So I would guess this is 90s. But it looked interesting. I kind of like this comic book style. So I picked it up. Picked up a few issues of Nomad. This is issue number 1. Not very familiar with Nomad, but I do like this comic book style, this artwork style, and so I picked it up. I guess this is stepping from the pages of Captain America, and it looks like Bucky, so this is probably like maybe Bucky's story or something, but still pretty cool. And this is issue number 2, Nomad Roadkill. Let me see what year these are from. this is Super Nintendo. This is definitely early 90s. 1991 it looks like. Pretty cool. And here's issue number 3. Ex Bucky versus ex Captain America. Interesting. That's cool artwork going on right there. Next, I'm not sure what year this is. This has got to be in the 80s. But this is Mantech Robot Wars, issue number 1. First issue collector's edition. I thought this looked kind of cool. So I picked it up. Might be some sort of spin-off of Robotech, maybe, maybe not. But pretty cool. And an issue number 1. Let me see what year this is. September 1984. So pretty cool. Next, we've got a Robotech, the new generation. And I did enjoy Robotech, the cartoon, when I saw it as a kid. And so picked this up. And I think it's some pretty cool looking artwork. Again, I don't think you can go wrong with 50-cent comics. Let's see what year this is. March 1987, so not as old as I thought, but I actually thought it was probably early mid 80s, I guess, but as seen on TV. Pretty cool. All right, next, this is issue number 1. I guess this is the annual of Captain Atom from 1988. Thought this was pretty cool. It's got a bag but no board. And I also picked up an issue number 11, Millennium Week 4, January 1988. Captain Atom. Again, I'm not very familiar with the story or the characters, but pretty cool looking artwork, and I guess I'm vaguely familiar with Captain Atom, so I thought, why not? And this is another comic that I'm not very familiar with, but it looks like it's from 1988, December 1988. This is New Universe DP7. Pretty cool. Again, this one has a bag but no board. And I found the giant-sized annual, DP7. And this is from 1987. The origins of DP7. This was another cool one. It's a little worn, but I thought this was cool. The Secret Society of Supervillains, 30-cent comic. Got like Green Lantern and Hawkman, something like that. Cool looking artwork. This says 1976 right there, so this is probably in the 70s. San Francisco, you haven't got a chance. But pretty cool. Let me get an actual date. January, February 1977. So this one, it's a little bent right here. So it's not in the greatest of shape. And they didn't bother to bag and board it. But I love the ad on the back. The Evel Knievel bike. Evel Knievel stunt cycle. Evel Knievel scramble van. Just great seeing this old advertisement stuff. Evel Knievel chopper. Super jet cycle. That's great. You can see how it's all bent right here. But maybe I can put this in a bag and a board. Make it look a little bit more appealing anyway. But yeah, pretty cool. Give you another look at the cover. All right, here's another. Looks to be a earlier issue. This is the Unknown Soldier. I guess this is issue number 261. So I'm not sure what year this was put out, but I would guess in the early 80s, maybe late 70s. Not seeing a date. See on the back. This says I guess this is for like models and stuff like that. But this advertisement's from 1981, so early 80s. Pretty cool. Next, this is from 1985, March of 1985. This is a Cloak and Dagger number 5. It was the only Cloak and Dagger in the bargain bin. I definitely remember Cloak and Dagger. And this is cool because it's got some other comics on the back that I'm a fan of. Transformers, G.I. Joe. So that's cool. And they didn't have any G.I. Joe or early Transformers in the bargain bin. That would have been nice. I would have bought quite a few of those. And the last two comics I have, this looks like it's December 1991. Return of the King, Aquaman number 1. And right behind it was Aquaman number 2, so I picked that up. I think this was a pretty good haul for $21.65 with tax. 40 new comics. Of course, got the free comics for Free Comic Book Day. So yeah, what did y'all think of those comics? As I said earlier, if any of those are, nice comics to have or something like that, let me know because I really don't know what I bought. I just bought stuff that looked cool, sounded familiar, issue number 1s and stuff like that. So again, I don't think you can go wrong with 50 cents. So I'm definitely happy with my purchase, but it would be kind of cool to know if I picked up a cool comic or whatever as far as collectability. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I want to actually show a card that I've actually already shown. I showed it probably about a month ago when I was showing my 1982 top set. But Orlando from A Collector's Dream posted a community link to a video earlier this week that I happened to watch, and Orlando said something about I love stories like this, and I don't remember whatever else he said, but that piqued my interest, so I watched the video, and the guy was talking about I guess he was looking, I think it was at a card show or something, and he was looking through like the dollar bin, and he found a 1982 Eddie Murray, 82 tops Eddie Murray, for like 20 cents or something like that. And he said, right off the bat, it looked kind of odd, but he couldn't pinpoint what it actually was. And so the guy ended up making the purchase, and he ended up discovering that it was what is considered a blacklist 1982 tops Eddie Murray. And I was, I didn't start collecting until 86. I've had 82 cards. I've bought packs of 82. But I'm not as familiar about the set as maybe somebody that actually purchased it while it was coming out. But apparently in 1982, the Topps, the manufacturer, I guess the black ink ran out for a little bit before they actually noticed it, and they actually released several different cases of sheets A, B, and C. And I don't remember where sheets A and B went, but I believe sheet C went, and I want to say it was like Detroit, Michigan or something like that. And I think they were released in cello packs. But these variations, I don't know if you would consider them error cards. I guess it's as much an error as the 1990 no name Frank Thomas, I guess, where it was more like a printing error than an error itself. But anyway, these are really scarce. In fact, from what I was reading on the internet, these are the scarcest errors ever produced by Topps. And I think I was reading that, I think sheet A, there was probably more of those released than B and C. I think there were like 100 copies of each card from sheet A, and then sheet B and C, there were even less, where they said that, some of the star cards from B and C, I think there's only like 10 known examples of each one to exist. I don't know how factual that is, but, after watching the video and after doing a little bit of research, I had purchased a starter set of 1982 Topps. And so I was going through that lot, since I had already shown it, I had put it away, in my closet and just kind of just let it sit. But going through it, I wanted to see if I had any of these blacklist cards. And these cards, like I said, that they're incredibly scarce. So I didn't expect to find any. And I believe there are blacklist variations of, I want to say, half the set. I think there's like 390 cards or something out of the 792 in the set. So it's about half the set. There are versions that are blacklist. And there are some star cards in there. I mentioned Eddie Murray. I think there's an all-star George Brett. And I can't remember some of the other bigger cards in there. I'm not sure if Nolan Ryan was on there, but so I was looking and I didn't expect to find any, but to my surprise, I actually had one of the blacklist cards, and I had one of the blacklist cards from sheet C, and I was absolutely floored that I had this. To make a long story short, I guess the guy that found the Eddie Murray ended up he is not really a PSA guy, and I concur with that. I'm not really much of a grader myself, but he ended up, I think he paid $25 or something like that to get the card graded. He paid like $7 to get it shipped, and then he paid like $20 to get it shipped back. I think he said he paid $50 to get one card graded, which is absurd to me. Just to verify that this was actually a blacklist Eddie Murray. and it did come back, and it was a blacklist Eddie Murray, and I think it graded like a 4 or something like that. But he immediately posted it up on eBay, and he had originally had it listed for, like $1,999 or something like that, or best offer. And shortly after he had posted it, somebody messaged him and gave him an offer for $700 for that card. And so I think he ended up clearing like $558 or something like that for the purchase, and he paid 20 cents for the card. So if you have any 1982 tops, you need to dig through it, because just like me, you could discover that you actually have one of these blacklist cards. So anyway, let me show you what I found. So this is the blacklist Mike Torres. Now, it's not Eddie Murray, but if you can see, a couple things that you can notice about the blacklist issues is there was a black line around the box and around the tops, where on this one there isn't one. Now, the position on some cards is actually in black, and others it's actually in white. If it's in white, you'll be able to see it. But if it's in black, then this will be blank. So in this case, that is there because it was printed in white. But also, if you know 1982 tops, you'll know that the cards actually had facsimile autographs. And that's one of the easier ways for you to spot whether you have a blacklist card. And this one does not have the facsimile autograph. So this is, and then let me show you on the back. I don't know if you can see that, but right there, this is from sheet C. So this is one of the scarcer issues. I guess that they were estimating that these are, maybe 10 issues or less out there. And not that I'm very big on pop reports, but I did look this card up. There have been 3 graded on PSA. They're all PSA 8s. This one would probably be closer to a 6, would be my guess, based on centering. And the cards, the corners aren't super sharp. They're not rounded. They're not dinged, but they're not as sharp as they could be. So I would guess that this would probably be like a 6. So this would probably be the lowest graded copy that's out there. But still, I was shocked to go through this lot, and I don't even remember what I paid for the lot. I'll have to look it up on eBay. But this is probably easily gonna, in fact, this is easily gonna pay for that lot plus some. I don't know if I'm gonna get $700 for this. This isn't Eddie Murray, but I'm gonna throw this up on eBay and see what I can get for it, because I don't really have a need to have something like this in my collection. And if there are collectors out there, I'm sure there's collectors out there that are trying to put this set together. I know this is a scarce card, and this is probably going to be better off in somebody else's collection. So I will be posting this up on eBay probably after I do this video. And, I don't even know. I'm going to have to look at some comps of some of the other cards from the C sheets and see what they're selling for. But still a really, really cool find. And, if you are not subscribed to A Collector's Dream, definitely sub him up. He does so much for the community. He's got an absolutely amazing collection, and he's one of the most knowledgeable people here on YouTube. He knows so much about the hobby and different sets and stuff. And every time I watch one of his videos, I'm learning something. So go sub up A Collector's Dream and look at his community tab and check out this video if you want to have more information about this blacklist set. But yeah, really excited to find this. This is not really a new pickup. I mean, I guess I got this probably a month and a half ago or so, but yeah, I did want to point this out. This is kind of a cool find that I wasn't expecting to find. So really cool. All right, so we're already almost at 40 minutes, so I can say this with certainty. I'm not going to be showing any of the 19. Well, let's see where we get. Maybe I can show like 100 cards from the set, but as of right now, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to fit in the 1979 starter set. But let's see how the rest of this plays out first. So let me show some of the eBay pickups that I did get over the course of probably the last 2 or 3 weeks. Some of the stuff's been stacking up. So I bought a nice lot of 1966, sorry, 1966 tops. And some of these are better than others. There are no stars in this set, but I got it for a great price. And so, I was probably paying, I don't know, maybe 50 cents a card or something. So I thought it was a great deal. But we got Ted Abernathy, and it looks like there's some like paper loss right here, and there's some paper loss on the back. So not one of the better cards in the set, but pretty cool. There's a Woody Woodward, and this one doesn't look bad at all. Little corner wear, nice looking back. And I don't really have any intentions of picking up any 66 or completing the 1966 top set or any 60s sets. But I'm always opportunistic, and this was kind of a hard deal to pass up. I thought it was a great deal, so decided to pick it up, and I'll do that in the future with any of these lots that I happen to find. I have been sort of lot searching lately, and so this is a Power Plus of Wes Covington and Johnny Callison. Cool looking card. Now this does have a little more significant corner wear, almost rounded. A cool looking card. There's Jim Lefevre, former manager. Great looking card. Just look at that background. Gorgeous. And I don't think there were any high numbers in here. Bob Bolin. This one's one of the nicer cards, I guess. A little off center, but definitely cleaner than some of the others. This was a cool one to get. Got a Cleon Jones rookie. Dick Selma. Cleon Jones was a pretty nice player. And it's not in bad shape. A little off center, but not bad at all. Next, we have Ray Euler. Again, a little off center, but it's not too bad. Nice clean back, bright white. Next, we have an Albie Pearson. Another pretty nice looking card. I would guess that a lot of these are probably VG, VGEX, that sort of range. There are some that are definitely VG or lower, but then there are some that might squeak by and be a little higher than that. Here's an Eddie Fisher. And a nicer card, just a little off center. It's a John Bateman. Fred Whitfield. It's definitely off center. Just a little bit of that border on the bottom. Here's one of the more notable names, Matty Alou. Little off center. And you just have a little bit of that border on the top. Nice card, nice player. That's really off center on the back. That's a miscut, really. Next we have John Merritt. Don Demeter. Might have butchered that. And there was a checklist, but it's been marked up. We got Sandy Koufax there, Ernie Banks, some Nice names. Harmon Killebrew, Luis Aparicio, Bob Uecker, Yankees team, Dick Grote. Lou Brock, Jim Palmer, Joe Torre, Cepeda. Looks like the guy had all of these. Bill Freehan, Rocky Colavito, Whitey Ford. I have that Whitey Ford. Boog Powell, Bert Campaneris. It's a pretty nice checklist. Next we have Ed Kirkpatrick. Mel Pappas. This one's fairly sharp, but it's definitely miscut. Just a little bit of that edge right there. It's not quite as miscut as that Alou on the back. Just another notable name, Rusty Staub. This one's got some fairly significant corner wear. Those are definitely soft corners. A nice player. It's early in his career. Third or fourth year. Here's a Oakland A's 66 rookie stars, Larry Stahl and Ron Tompkins. Definitely has some soft corners. Next we have Gary Peters. He was a pretty nice pitcher. He was a great TTM signer before he passed away, R.I.P. Next, this is another pretty nice pitcher, Mike McCormick. Little off center. In fact, that might be almost diamond cut. Slightly diamond cut. But it is somewhat sharp. You can kind of see how it's uneven right there. Here's another rookie stars, Pirates, Frank Bork and Jerry May. And this might be a little diamond cut, slightly diamond cut. Soft corners. Kind of a dirty looking back. Now, I know some of these had sort of a darker shade to the back when you look at them compared to, like this. I don't know the story behind that. But then again, it could also be from like a smoker's home or something. Who knows? All right, a couple more. There's a Jack Kralik. Some wet soft corners, but not too bad. We have a Angels team card. Love these team cards. 7th place. Off center, soft corners, not too bad though. We got Dean Chance. Is that Bake McBride? I'm not sure which May that is. Yeah, Jim Fergosi's on there. I guess that's just pitchers. That's definitely not Bake McBride then. So Dean Chance is the only pitcher that I recognize. George Burnett led the team in ERA. Dean Chance in strikeouts. Jim Fregosi basically led all the major categories. So yeah, not the best team. The last card from the lot, Don McMahon. Again, it's off center. Just a little bit of border on the top, but it's not too bad. Almost miscut on the back. But still, I thought this was a pretty cool lot overall to get. I think this was like 25 cards. Yeah, 25 cards, and I think there's only one. Yeah, I didn't even show this. This is the only one that had a crease in it, this Jim Merritt. I forgot about that until I saw it in the glare. That's the only one with a crease, though, so. Pretty good overall purchase, I think. And, yeah, happy to add those to the collection. All right, next, I am sort of building the 1974 top set, and I've got a nice chunk of that out of the way. But I actually found a lot for the traded cards, and I want to say that this is like 70% of the set or something like that, maybe 75% of the set, and it did include the two biggest cards from the set, the Ron Santo and the Juan Marichal. So let me show you these, get these out of the way. So there's the Ron Santo getting traded from the Cubs to the White Sox. And these are all in really nice shape. And then, of course, Juan Marichal. I think he went from the Dodgers, or not the Dodgers, the Giants to the Red Sox. So, pretty sure it was the Giants. Yeah. I don't think he played for another team in between. Yeah, so let me show you some of the other names in the set. We got Craig Robinson. Let me set these down. We've got Claude Osteen, great signer. Of course, Marichal is a great signer. I think he's $20 per. This one actually I had in my collection, so it's got a little bit of rounded corners. I forgot that I added the ones that I did have in my collection into this lot. So I have shown this when I showed the 74 starter set. I did show this. Yeah, this has definitely got more rounded corners than the stuff that I just purchased, but I did throw that in there to see how close I was to making the set. We got Bobby Heiss. Ross Grimsley. Now, I'm not exactly looking to do the traded sets or anything like that, but I got a really good deal on this, and they were in nice shape. So I say, you know what? Why not? I think it was under $10. And I don't mind having the Santo and the Marichal card, both Hall of Famers. So, I might have picked those up anyway somewhere down the line just to have in the collection. What I would have paid for those individually would have been close to what I paid for this whole lot. So why not? Bob Blocker. Now I guess I'll try to put this together. We have Bill Sudeikis. Now this one's kind of cool. Mike Marshall. He had a fantastic year after he joined the Dodgers. I think he pitched in like a ridiculous number of games, something like 80 or 90 games or something. It was some sort of absurd number. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. So this is kind of cool. Right, next we have Nelson Bryles, and this is definitely miscut and sort of diamond cut. Dealt to KC. Can't say that I've ever seen KC spelled out like that. Aurelio Monteagudo. That's kind of cool. You've got like the mountain in the background. I don't know if they took this picture when he was standing on the side of the road after getting traded. Who knows? Like, hey, pull over. We need to take your picture. Davis. Lindy McDaniel was a nice relief pitcher. Cool card. Of course, you've got these great airbrush jobs on these in some cases. Got Fred Sherman. George Mitterwald. I know there were probably like one or two others that I actually had before I got this lot, but I'm not sure which ones are which other than the Claude Osteen. I think some of the more worn ones are probably the ones that were in my collection beforehand. Bob Johnson. This could have been one of them. Definitely has soft corners. I did have a few others already in my collection that were definitely in better shape within this lot, so I just put those aside. This is a Barry Lersch. Randy Hundley. So really not too many big names in this traded set. Pete Rickert. I guess there's one here and there, and then you had the two Hall of Famers. John Curtis. There's Lou Piniella next. That's definitely a notable name. This one's definitely in rough shape. It's got some sort of something going on right there. There's like a little crease right here. But I do think this one was in this lot that I purchased. This is when he was traded from the Royals, I think. Yeah, traded. In fact, he was traded for Lindy McDaniel. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's how Piniella became a Yankee. Got Gary Sutherland, another miscut card. You have Kurt Bavacqua. Jim Ray. We got Felipe Alou. Nice manager. Nice player. We got Steve Stone on the Cubs, which is cool to see because I grew up listening to him and Harry Carey. So I definitely like this card. Next we have Tom Murphy. Okay, that Horatio Pena is definitely one that I had in my collection beforehand. I do know that. And this one's actually in pretty nice shape. Eddie Watt, fantastic TTM signer. And John Mangini actually posted a video where Eddie Watt lost his whole collection. He's actually a card collector himself, and he lost his whole collection in a flood. And Mangini was asking all the TTMers if they do send cards to Eddie Watt to potentially throw in a couple extras for him to try to build up his collection again. And I do fully intend to send Eddie Watt at some point when I get back around to doing some TTMs, probably here in the next couple weeks. When school lets out and I don't have any work to do during the summer, I'll probably be putting up several TTMs and stuff, and I plan to send to Eddie Watt and send him a couple cards. Wow, I'm just turning these all sorts of every different way. I just noticed that. I'll do that after the show. Ron Schuler. We just hit 1 hour, so yeah, we won't have time for the 1979 set tonight. Here's the Cecil Upshaw. So I'll just save that for next week. I think we're through card 300 in that set, so not quite halfway. Merv Redmond. We have Luke Walker. Larry Gura. Jim Mason. Tommy Agee. Terry Crowley. Love the billboard in the back. We've got Fernando Gonzalez. And we have the checklist, unmarked, which was great. So yeah, that's the 1974 traded set. I'll try to get the other, whatever, 10 cards or so that I'm missing, maybe less, and finish that up. All right, so this is another random stack of cards. Don't remember what I paid for this, but there were a couple cards in here that I thought were basically worth the price for everything else. So we'll start with this 1957 Wally Moon. Of course, I've been picking up a few Wally Moons here and there. So got this nice 1957 Wally Moon. Got some centering issues. It's not too bad though. Got some soft corners. It is sort of miscut on the back. You can kind of see the border of the next card, and it's definitely cut off right there. But still, 57 set's fantastic. And great looking card. And this one's not in bad shape at all. This is a Bob Blaylock 1959. Again, this is just sort of a opportunistic purchase. No reason for me to pick these up, other than to get some cool looking vintage, for a good price. And this one's definitely in nicer shape. It seems like these 1959s aren't too difficult to find in nice shape. There's a George Crow. This has got to be my favorite design from the 1960s. As far as baseball sets are concerned, I just love the design of this. And this George Crow's in pretty nice shape. There's the back. Card 419. This is 1967. I said that earlier for the 66 set, but this is 67. Don McMahon. This one's got soft corners for sure, but no creases or anything. Cool looking card. This one's severely miscut. Hank Fisher. I guess not severely. Severely miscut would be like half the card of this card and half the card of that card. But yeah, this is definitely a miscut. It's completely cut wrong right there. Hank Fisher. I do already have this card, and why not get another? This is the 1970 for the 69 American League ERA leaders. Dick Bosman's actually a good signer. Jim Palmer will sign for a fee, although he did sign once for me for free. Mike Cuellar. This one's got softer corners. The one that I have is definitely nicer. But not a bad card to get. This was the one that I was most excited about because I am building the 74 set. It has the Bucky Dent rookie card. Bucky effing Dent. But yeah, kind of cool to get the Bucky Dent rookie card, so I can kind of cross this off the 74 list. This is not a very expensive card, but when you can get this card and then add a couple other cards, it kind of brings down what you're paying for this card. So happy to pick this up for a nice price, and it's not in bad shape. Not in bad shape. It's got some corner wear, minor corner wear. If I'm being picky, I would like to have them a little sharper than this, but my 74 set's definitely going to be in the VGEX range, so this sort of fits into that, so I'm okay with that. But if I did get another Bucky Dent rookie, I'd like it to be a little nicer than this. And I am sort of piecing together the 76 set, so second year Jim Rice right here, the rookie cup. Of course, there's rookies in the 75. I guess this is considered the first solo Jim Rice card. Great looking card. This card's not in bad shape. No creases. Kind of see some of the green for the next card right there, so I guess it might be a little bit of a miscut on the back. And he does do TTM signing. I think he's like $20 per or something. But yeah. Cool card, Hall of Famer. This one's really rough. I actually don't think I have this card for my 81 starter set. But this one's got some rough corners. When it comes to these 80s cards, any sets from the 1980s, in my opinion, they have to be near mint. Now, I know some of you were like, what's the difference between like 1980 and 1978 or something like that, where I'm okay with sort of EX in the late 70s. I'm a sort of VGEX in the early 70s. But once we cross into the 80s, I'm definitely like a near mint acceptability sort of for building my sets. So this does not meet my expectations for a keeper for my starter set. Yeah, because it's definitely got some rougher corners down at the bottom. The top's not too bad. Maybe this one's fairly sharp. But it doesn't have any creases, and it is Mike Schmidt, the greatest third baseman in history, in my opinion. So great card, but just a little worse than I was expecting and worse than I would like to have in my starter set. But it is a cool card. And this last one, this is a 1953. It's 53 Bowman. Pretty sure it's 53 Bowman. Which is just a gorgeous looking set. I just love the imagery where there's nothing on the front of the cards. It's just the picture, and the picture does the entire storytelling. Let me fix this. I think I bumped the camera. And this one's definitely in rough shape. But this is the first 53 Bowman I think I have in my collection, and even in rough shape, this is just a gorgeous card, gorgeous image. And it was part of this lot, so why not? Essentially, this is free. I already got my value back with what I've shown. This is a Mickey Grasso. I think it's Mickey Grasso. Not familiar with the player. Super rounded corners. There's a little paper loss. It looks like something was spilled on the bottom of this card. Definitely well loved. You can see the spill right there. Definitely a well loved card. But when you kind of look at it as kind of a throw-in and a purchase, you don't mind. And it's just a great looking card, just great image. Anyway, not the card itself. The card itself's really beat up, but the image is a great looking card. I am a fan of sort of catcher images, so this is kind of cool. But yeah, if I were trying to get this card for any sort of collectability or anything like that, it would definitely have to be a little better than this. But still a cool card. Yeah, I think it's 53 Bowman. All right, so we're at an hour and 9 minutes. All right, so let's just, I've got two more lots that I'll just go ahead and roll over until next week. I'll go ahead and do the bowling, and then we'll go ahead and call it a night. Um, yeah, the comic books did go a little longer than I was expecting, I guess. So I was hoping to get through that. I thought maybe, I wouldn't be able to get through the 79 set, but I thought I would be able to get through the rest of the lots that I picked up, but I guess not. Maybe talking about that 82 Blacklist Mike Torres kind of threw me off a little bit, but that was still a great find, and I had to share that with everybody. Go check out your 82 tops, see if you can find one. But here we have 9 more packs. This is the last of the box of the 1990 Kingpins. I'm 2 cards away. I guess 3 cards away. All right, 1 card away. 1 card away. There were 2 of them that I put into the set that I had taken cards out for TTM purposes, and so I put them back into that to get my original set back complete. One of which was the Walter Ray Williams rookie card. But technically, to complete my first set from the box, I really am only 1 card away. But if I put in the Walter Ray Williams, that would be 2 cards away. And I would like to get some more Walter Ray Williams because he's basically the GOAT, and apparently he's the GOAT of horseshoes as well. So it'd be great to get multiples of that. I don't know if that's going to be the case, and I can't tell you what the other card is that I'm missing from the set. But it's sort of within that pack, I guess. If I get a Walter Ray Williams, I will probably get that card. And so I'll be able to say that I completed at least 1 set from this box, because right now I haven't done that yet. But I have pulled, I think, 4 Norm Duke rookies. I think I've pulled 4 Pete Weber rookies. I think 3 Mike Albee rookies. And then I have pulled 1 Walter Ray Williams. So I have pulled all the best cards from the set. But yeah, let's try to, enough rambling. Let's try to see where we get and see if we can complete that one, at least 1 set, hopefully 2. We got Michael Edwards. I'm not going to spend too much time on the names because you've probably seen just about every card at this point. We got Philip Ringener, Jim Godman, Carmen Salvino. Now, I have only pulled 1 of this guy's cards, so this is nice to get. He is a Hall of Famer. Pico Tour, Tom Baker, Art Trask, Mike McGrath, Bill Lillard, and Don Carter, Hall of Famer. Nice card. All right, 8 to go. All right, we have Ron Bell, Randy Peterson, Johnny Petraglia. I have only pulled 1 of this card, so that's great to get a second. Billy Hardwick. This is Chris Hardwick's dad from The Talking Dead. So that's kind of cool. We've only pulled 1 Parker Bone rookie. So that's a Parker Bone rookie. That's fantastic. Mike Lemongello, Jimmy Pritz Jr., Chris Warren, Tita Simmons. He's a Hall of Famer, I believe, and Bill Beach. Now, there are 58 rookies in this set, so there are other Hall of Famers that I'm not pointing out, but I don't have that sheet near me, and I don't want to waste too much time with this. But there are definitely some Hall of Famers that I'm passing up. We have Steve Neff, Les Schisler, Bob Stramp, Steve Martin, Don McCune, Ernie Schlegel, Ron Bell again, Randy Peterson again. There's another Johnny Petraglia, so now I believe we have 3. And Billy Hardwick, Chris Hardwick's dad, so saw that one already. All right, we have Curtis Odom. I do love this image. And we're getting another Norm Duke rookie. I think that might be 5 or 6 Norm Duke rookies, which I guess this is a great alternative to the Walter Ray Williams. He is a fantastic signer. Ray Bluth, Mats Carlson, Don Gianallo, Bob Benoit, Hugh Miller, Barry Asher, Amleto Monticelli. I think that's the third one of those. He's a Hall of Famer. Alan Chodor. 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. Come on, Walter Ray. We have Hugh Miller again. Barry Asher. Amleto Monticelli. Again, Hall of Famer. Alan Chodor. Mike Durbin, Hall of Famer. Chris Schenkel, Hall of Famer. Nelson Burton Jr., Hall of Famer. And card number 1 from the set, Earl Anthony, Hall of Famer. Checklist, Charlie Tapp. Man. This looks like it's an early stack again. I don't know if I've pointed this out, but they are in order sequentially. So we got the end of the set, 98, 99, 100, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm pretty sure that there's no Walter Ray in this one. We got Barry Asher, we saw that. Amleto Monticelli, saw that. Alan Chodor, Mike Durbin, Chris Schenkel, Nelson Burton, Earl Anthony's. Checklist, Charlie Tapp. That's almost the same pack that we got the last time. We've got Ron Williams. Ski Formski. Don Johnson. Nice card. Guppy Troop. That's Kyle Troop's dad. The guy with the Bob Ross fro. Not a Hall of Famer, though. Ron Palumbi Jr. Pete McCordick. Dennis Horan Jr. Steve Wunderlich. John O'Drobanak. And Tommy Hudson. 2 more packs. Come on, Walter Ray. Brian Goebel. Mark Roth. Bill Allen. Michael Edwards. Philip Ringener. Jim Godman. Carmen Salvino. Pete Couture. Tom Baker. Art Trask. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. And if we don't get the Walter Ray Williams, I don't think I'll be completing a full set, which is kind of sad. David Ozzio, Del Ballard Jr., Joe Berardi, Les Zykes, Mark Williams, Larry Laub. Yes. All right, so we got 2 Walter Ray Williams, and it waited till the last pack. All right. Hopefully that completed at least one set. Don Moser, because I think the other one that I needed was probably this Gary Skidmore, which was within the sequence of the Walter Ray Williams. So I think that's the other one I needed. So I think I completed one set. Ron Williams. But yeah, 2 Walter Ray Williams. I think I ended up with like 6 Norm Dukes or something like that, and I think 4 Pete Webbers or something. With 36 packs and there's 100 cards per set, the odds say that you could potentially complete three complete sets plus some. But I don't think I definitely put together the set that I had, and took out the star cards to get signed through TTMs, and then I do think I'll complete another full set. But without another Walter Ray Williams, I don't think I can complete a second set from the box. But having two complete sets and lots of TTM fuel, that's definitely more than you can ask for a purchase, um, of a box like this. So I'm not too disappointed with how it turned out. Um, and the Walter Ray Williams rookies are not that expensive. So if I'm only, that card or a couple cards away from building another set, I can always pop those into a ComC order and something like that and finish it off. And then have the rest for TTM fuel and stuff. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the 1990 Kingpins box that I've been opening over the last month or so. There were random autographs, 200 autographs of each of the top 10 all-time money winners are randomly inserted. So that would have been like 2,000 autographs total within boxes. We did not get one of those, but as I've mentioned before, a number of these bowlers are fantastic TTM signers, so you don't have to get one in the box. You can always send them a TTM and get the card signed. And I definitely plan to do that with my extras from this box. So you'll probably be seeing a few bowling autographs coming over the summer. But anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. Again, I want to wish everybody a happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Happy free comic book day. Hopefully everybody was able to get out to their local comic shops and get some free books and some cool comics. I definitely had a lot of fun. This is now my second year in a row doing the free comic book day. I did miss the free baseball, free hockey card day with the Connor Bedard rookies, which I would have loved to get. Unfortunately, I missed that. I don't know when free baseball card day is, but hopefully I can participate in that. But I think these days like this, are pretty cool for the hobby, and I'm glad that they started doing those, during the time period where I wasn't collecting, because it's a really cool thing that they do for the collector community. But anyway, enough rambling for one video. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the video tonight. Until next week, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.